On December 8th of 2025, I had attempted to bridge all of the different Nikkei pages together on Facebook into one cohesive story, as well as giving every single one a shout out and talking about some of the ones that have helped me throughout my journey in my own Facebook page and my own journey in Nikkei. However, what I didn't realize is that influx would cause such an interesting, we'll say, source of memes for them all to have. To put it specifically, or to put it more accurately, once the video had come out, some people jokingly anticipated for a part 2, and in that anticipation, more and more Nikkei pages ended up showing up, with a grand total of 10 in a single week, and a few of them even showing up during production of said video. Now, here we are, sitting with almost 50 Nikkei pages, and all of them asking the exact same question. Will part 2 be as crazy as part 1? Well, I'm here to tell you that you're about to find out. Yeah, so the entire $5 budget for the video went to that intro, so basically I'm just gonna see what I can do from here. What is up, ladies, gentlemen, jury, and all those in between and beyond? I'm the Korrupted Judge, RDM if you guys are coming from the Facebook, formerly known as RRH. Yes, I am doing a part 2, and assuming I do everything correctly, this will come out right at midnight Eastern Standard Time for January 1st, 2026. Why am I doing this? As I said in the intro, freaking everybody's been anticipating this in a sense, and honestly, I kind of just want to do it. I didn't plan on doing this until February, but certain circumstances have come up, and I feel like I gotta get this done. Also, keep in mind, I'm only recording these lines literally on the 30th, so I am literally speed running this to get this done in a day for you guys' sake. Let me explain how this video is going to work, because it's going to be different compared to the last one. No, I'm not using a script for this, because, you know, script writing, it takes time, and that's something I unfortunately do not have. So, like the last one, we're not going to be doing a script. However, as you guys also saw in the intro, we have a wheel now. Basically, I'm going to be choosing, well, I'm not going to really be choosing, I'm going to be getting 4 names at random, and I am going to hope that it's at least 3 of the people that I actually want to talk about, because they do deserve their own segment in my channel. So, we're going to spin the wheel, we're going to see who we get, and then I'm going to have to talk about them to the best of my ability. The only downside is that the majority of the pages that are on this wheel, I don't associate with. And a good chunk of them are also Spanish-based pages, which isn't a bad thing. Yo soy un Latino también. But the problem is that I don't 100% freaking associate with them at all, and they don't know who I am, and I don't know 100% who they are, if that makes any sense at all. So we're going to spin the wheel, and we're going to go from there. Of course, if it lands on these 6 individuals, they will be excluded, or I'll probably just cut it out anyways, as they've gotten their own segment. However, in future, there may be a follow-up to Scribbles, only because I don't like how their segment came out in the first video. So that's going to be something to look out for sometime in the new year. Now, I think I have everything down. This is something that I hate when I don't do script writing, because there's always going to be something I forget to say, and I won't realize it until after I'm done editing. So, yeah, let's see who our 4 are. Let's begin. Okay. Nikkei, Drake and Nacho Chronicles of Villainy 3. I'm not gonna say the whole name, mainly because Facebook won't allow me. Okay, I'm gonna be real. I actually don't know too much about Nacho. Yeah, no, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this a little bit better, because I don't like how that last recording came out fully, so let's redo this a little bit. Drake and Nacho's page is basically that of him obsessing over Drake, the Nikkei from Matisse, and honestly, I don't necessarily blame him. She is a bit of a catastrophic being, so to speak. I am the storm that is the problem. But that's not the issue right now. Believe it or not, previously they did have a Nikkei page. Nikkei page before this. However, Facebook decided to be dumb and absolutely delete it. At least to my knowledge. So they ended up making a new one and is slowly trying to build back up the community. Now, if you guys know who Nacho is, I believe I've mentioned him a couple of times before, they too have been making a lot of memes of me ever since the part 1 of this stupid video series came out, with a couple of them kind of looking like this. And every couple of shorts that I make, they use that as ammunition. Now, I'm not sure if they knew about editing before, but I've never seen any of their work beforehand. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say I was one of the guys who inspired him to do editing. And if so, thank you or you're welcome. I honestly don't know which one to go with. They are a Spanish speaker, of course, coming from Chile, Chile. Shit, there goes my ADHD. No, they are a Spanish speaker, of course. Not that it's an issue or anything like that. Like I said before, I speak Spanish as well. Probably not as well, but that's not the point. And speaking of, they ended up making a video over on YouTube. Yes, they also have a YouTube channel. And they made a video somewhat similar to mine, basically thanking a lot of the members of the community and me as well. And honestly, I greatly appreciate it. I'm not going to say what's in the video. If you guys really want to find out, you guys are going to have to go and check it out for yourself. I will leave a link in the description. However, that also means I have to sacrifice one of my own social media descriptions because I have an immense amount of the FB Commanders links in my description. And in order to fit them all in, YouTube has a character limit, so I got to remove some of mine. I'm not sure how long they've been on Facebook or how long they've been on the Nikkei grind, but honestly, in the little interactions that I've had with them, I honestly really love and appreciate the conversations we have. I believe, like, back when I first entered the Lost Sector Discord, link in the description if you want to check it out. I had a couple conversations with them in the VC before, back when a lot of the admins and other commanders would go in there. And I think he tried making food at one point. I don't know. I genuinely do not remember. But I haven't heard their voice recently until we went into a VC where Snow White, who I mentioned in the previous video, was playing the Yandere Simulator. I don't have a video, but I do have this photo representation that mentions an evil photographer. I wonder who that could be. And I got to hear them again and everything. Nacho, if you're watching this, which I'm pretty sure you are, because I'm going to be uploading this on the Facebook, thanks for everything. The laughs, the memes, the work and effort that you put into everything you do, man. I love and appreciate you. I hope we can talk more. Heck, if you ever need me for anything, editing, collabs, advice, you name it, I got you. Korrupted Entertainment is more than happy to help you out. Now, with that said, let's move on to the next guy. Trend Daddy was taken from us far too soon. Not by the wills of life, but by the meta itself. Commander Trend Daddy, or Quincy's instructor as he went by, was quite charismatic, a good workout artist, I should say, and a man who wasn't afraid to show who he was. However, the meta didn't like that. And by meta, I mean Facebook and Mark Zuckerberg. As a result, his first page got taken down, and a second one needed to be created, going by the name of Quincy's Instructor, and the description, as it said in the last one, Quincy's Instructor and Sakura's Pookie. That is quite interesting, if I'm honest with you. However, unfortunately, when his name came up and I had to search up his new page in order to start making his segment of the video, it was nowhere to be seen. That's when I realized nobody had seen or heard from Trend Daddy in quite some time. And then I started thinking back a little bit. I noticed that my following count, which is normally around 56 before I started stripping it a bit, started to go down a little bit unnaturally. And I found that quite odd, but that I didn't really think too much into it. Not until now. Thankfully, Trend Daddy identified himself on YouTube when he commented on one of my videos, which gave me the opportunity to ask what exactly happened. In his words, summarized, he stated that when he came back, his Facebook was gone, his page is gone, and his Instagram was gone. Now, I don't know him personally, so I can't say what happened to his Instagram or his personal Facebook account. All I can say is one of two options happened. Either he was hacked and the account got banned, or perhaps there was something that was on there that the meta just did not like. Either way, Trandade, I know you'll be watching this, and I apologize that I can't give too much information on you now that I no longer have access to your page. Just know that we'll be waiting for when you make the third one, and you'll be welcomed back into the FB Commanders. Your name will not be leaving the wheel, because your segment is not done. Nay, it has barely started. You will be a placeholder, and when your next page comes, contact me. You will get your segment. See you soon, Trandade. Commander Sero's Bready's Surface Chef. Now, this one is rather interesting to me because he unintentionally created the start to RDM's backstory. Basically, to put it in ease of perspective, their chosen Nikke is Bready of Tetranet, of course, because the majority of the FB Commanders has a Tetranet Nikke. Why? I don't know. He has based his quote-unquote commander as a chef. Not just any chef, but a chef over on the surface now, which the start of his story correlates to that and also correlates to me. How basically I spun it around and made it a way so that way we'd meet. If you guys want to read that story, it is over on Facebook. It is a 15-part series with a part 16. I recently finished it, I think, about a week ago. Just something to go ahead and look at and read. Yes, I do bits of story writing. Shut up. Sero basically just posts a lot of stuff in regards to Bready, Nikke, and his own home cooking. And honestly, the stuff that he cooks is absolutely delicious. But honestly, I'm more focused on his storytelling. You would think that a chef would not be as good as writing stories as he is. However, he actually knows how to make a somewhat cohesive story, especially one that works along with his character, which makes it easier for me to understand his character. From the information that I gather, Sero is tasked by Mustang to keep the secret of Splendimin safe. And for those of you who don't know, Splendimin is basically the food of the Ark in Nikke, where basically it can taste like anything and everything. Think tofu, but actually edible. So he is tasked with holding on to the recipe for Splendimin because anybody who has that recipe can easily make it and sell it off to make profit. Basically, it's like the Krabby Patty formula from SpongeBob. After being stationed in the outer rim for a little while and the garden that he had established gets destroyed, he ends up going up to the surface and recreating the garden. He is then later approached by Dobin, who tries questioning him and unfortunately fails. However, before being sent to the surface, he has to tango with me. Well, not me, RDM. You know, I'm not going to say me for the sake of it, but RDM is not a self-insert. RDM is nothing like me. So, he has to deal with me. After killing off a Hedonia thug and a Senemakai thug as well, sorry, I forgot the name for a second. I'm literally recording this like 2 in the morning. Everybody ends up kind of turning against each other. RDM figures out who he actually is, pretty much always getting information that he needs by making a deal and having favors and contacts everywhere. As a result, he corners him and makes a deal with him. He cooks for every sit down that the Underworld Queens have, and he is spared, only to later request to be sent to the surface and to have an assist. As a result, I ended up helping him out. RDM ended up helping him out. This is gonna get annoying, isn't it? Freaking saying me instead of RDM. I'm just so used to doing that because I use Brimstone for everything. Anyways, again, RDM is not a self-insert. RDM is completely different from me. I am a fat fuck. RDM is a classy, fit dude with slick black hair. I don't have black hair. Or blue eyes. Sero has a story, and he has not completed it. He is not showing all his cards, and it bothers me because I want to see it. But until then, he will be making little drops and appearances in the stories that I've been creating. Even now with one that I call the Convoy Job, which is a 3-part series, but I'm probably not going to finish it until the new year, as I'm currently focusing on this video. So if you're watching this, and I know you will be because I'm going to be posting it on the Facebook, thank you for unintentionally creating the story that led to RDM's origin. I have to watch myself now. Now I'm thinking back to how many times I screwed this up. This is why I need scripts sometimes. Thank you for unintentionally making RDM's backstory, or at least starting it, and helping basically to put all the FB Commander's stories together into one cohesive universe. I'm looking forward to see what you cook up.
I know where you live, Enrique. Say hello to your wife for me.
Yeah, so you know how I said I wanted to do 4 this video? Well, it is currently 3:30 in the morning. I need to leave for work soon, and then I have New Year's Eve party to go to. Not only that, but the wheel that I'm using is kind of glitching out and it keeps on skipping, and then it just freezes. So unfortunately, I cannot rely on the wheel. Yes, I could just pick my own random already, but honestly, I've talked about people who I've wanted to talk about already, and I was hoping the last one would be more of a random one than anything. So, unfortunately, we are only going to have the 3. Or 2.5, I guess, if you count Trin Daddy's little escapade. So, what does this mean? Well, for you guys, this guarantees a part 3. Because not only do I have to redo Scribbles, I gotta get Trin Daddy back. And then I gotta do the next random one. So the next part 3 will have at least 3 more. So that'll put the total up to 12. And because I don't like that number, I'll have to do it at least to 15, which guarantees another 3. So part 3 will either have 3 to 6 different people, and if I don't do that in part 3, that guarantees a part 4. Basically, the FB Commanders have screwed me and has created a series that is going to go into the new year. Kinda interesting, don't you think? It's weird that my first video of 2026 is the last video I worked on in 2025. But, that's just the way the world works. Anyways, guys, I want to thank all the FB Commanders for supporting me in all this. Honestly, it's really great, and they are so supportive and uplifting when it comes to doing this. Not only that, but always telling me to take my time. And unfortunately, I did take my time, and I literally pushed this all the way to the last minute, technically. Again, this wasn't supposed to come out until maybe around February, but because Vesti is leaving, and I want them to see my next part, I wanted to get this all done and over with. So yeah. Also, I want to give a shout out to Delta's Commander, aka Imperial Lion, over on X, again, Commander Ruvan, who created the Rosanna art that you guys are seeing on the laptop every time I do my little closet transition. It's honestly really cool, and I love the fact that they drew this. I don't think they drew it with me in mind specifically, but I like to think that they did. Anyways, guys, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, guys. Again, this is going to be uploaded literally at midnight for January 1st, 2026. And I'm honestly surprised I made the deadline. Get ready. Parts 3 and 4 will get done at some point. But right now, I need a break, and I need to figure out what I'm going to do with the rest of the channel. So yeah, links down in the description to as many FB Commanders as I can fit into the description, because I cannot fit all of you guys. Trend Daddy, I fortunately cannot link his because he's gone, but when he does make his 3rd page, assuming he will, I hope he does, I will be adding that as well, and I will be giving him his segment. But yeah, with all that said, I'm the Korrupted Judge, RDM if you're coming from the Facebook, formerly known as RRH, and I'll see you on the next one. Stay corrupted.